Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today?
I just said I look forward to seeing the governor. They said, sir, he
Held
just
up the
tested
letter,
positive.
said if you don't go
But
to
he's a
school,
great guy. He
Kamala's
said
gonna put you and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
Tommy Nation Politics. March.
Good evening. Tens of people have taken part in a huge civil rights rally in Washington, demanding racial justice and an end to police brutality. It comes on the anniversary of the 1963 March on Washington, when Dr. Martin Luther King made his famous I Have a Dream speech.
To join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
Freedom.
Today's rally comes after a week of protests and violent clashes in the city of Kenosha in Wisconsin, following the police shooting of an unarmed black man, Jacob Blake, now feared paralyzed, and 3 months after the death of George Floyd. President Trump didn't address problems with the police while officially launching his re-election campaign last night. Instead, he attacked what he called anarchists and agitators among civil rights protesters at the march.
So this was a march to commemorate Martin Luther King's speech on Washington. I think we all know which speech that was. It was the most famous speech that Martin Luther King did. Although he did a lot of good. I like the I have been to the promised land. But this speech, that was important, okay? It really harkens back to the problems that we refuse to solve in this country. Because they're still existing.
As a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves.
Clive, it's been quite a day of crushing heat and blistering words and passionate stories. But more than anything, a call to action for the civil rights movement of today.
This is real life, it's in color. To freedom.
Five score years ago, a great American in whose
5 times 20, that's 100. 5 score.
we stand today.
For the Republicans.
Signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice.
Withering injustice?
It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty, in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity, this nation will rise up.
A vast ocean of poverty. What's changed, Chris? Has anything changed? I know it's changed. We're all living on a vast ocean of poverty, while the 1% own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. We are under a government overreach social experiment. And you know what? The pandemic's real, okay? But the control, the social pressure, that's real too. So, you can think two things are real at the same time. Have you ever suspected our government to use something for their own personal reasons? Let me give you an example of this. Al Sharpton. So we just heard about what this was to commemorate, right? Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. His dream was about, like, unification of our country, of, like, you know, black, white, content of their character, guys, values, principles, stuff like that. Identity politics? Did Martin Luther King talk about identity politics? Did he check off a box? Did he go up to Kamala Harris and say, you know what, you're half Indian, half African American. Check. Vice President. No, he didn't say that. We're talking about real things now, so if you don't understand, pay attention. Al Sharpton. Listen to Al Sharpton's version of why we're all here. What we're doing. What we're doing here. What are we doing here, Al? Martin Luther King? I Have a Dream?
The map. When we come to Washington,
yeah?
And how do you memorialize John Lewis?
John Lewis?
The bill stood for us to die.
What?
We want the John Lewis voting rights bill for the Congress.
Okay, what? John Lewis? What?
So we didn't just come today to have a show. Demonstration without legislation will not lead to change. We didn't come out and stand in this heat because we didn't have nothing to do. We come to let you know.
He's angry.
And we will come
He's real
out
angry. That's why John Lewis can pass his bill.
And stand in the heat, that we will stand in the polls all day long.
Shut the fuck up. Stand in the heat, stand in the polls. Turn that shit off, bro. God damn it, bro. Like, seriously? Seriously, guys. How do you buy these people? They're all, like, pretending to be one-dimensional cartoon characters. Like, Trump is like, everything's tremendous. Joe Biden doesn't even know who he is or where he is. Al Sharpton is gonna stand in the heat, stand in the polls. You think he's gonna stand into anything with that suit on? It's $1,000. He works for MSNBC. He's got a fucking slot on at 8 o'clock. When he gets paid hundreds of millions of dollars just to be on a TV set. You think this guy's gonna stand in the heat, stand in the polls? Do you guys buy this shit for real? Why are we here? To commemorate John Lewis. So John Lewis is a martyr now, apparently. Republicans love John Lewis. Democrats love John Lewis. John Lewis was a uniting figure. Like, I get that he did a lot for the civil rights movement, but you boomers, you get corrupt after a while. You need your comfy stuff, like Hillary did. You know, she's like, I think I need an extra pillow. I think I'll just suck the life out of Haiti. Y'all kind of did that, okay? You get off my lawn, then you brought Vietnam's lawn to you. Guys, this is not American dream. I worked hard for this. This is complete and total propaganda. I don't understand. Like, I want to know what the Republicans. I want to know what the Republicans are thinking about. Why weren't any of the Republicans there? You see, this is why. Like, I know it's a boring thing that you have to do. You have to pretend that you care about people, even though you take money from corporations. But you gotta at least pretend that you care about people. I mean, I understand why. I understand why they don't even try to pretend anymore. Because people keep voting for them anyway. They don't even have to pretend that they care about you. You'll still vote for them, even though they don't even have to pretend they care. So, I guess that's John Lewis. John Lewis bill. What's John Lewis's bill? Does it have something to do with police brutality? Does it have something to do with... I hope it does. I haven't looked into John Lewis's bill. I hope it has something to do with police brutality and freedom. What else did Martin Luther King talk about? He talked about the vast ocean of poverty. So I'm going to be looking into John Lewis's bill. But Al Sharpton, with your MSNBC ass and your mainstream media bullshit conventional wisdom, get a clue, because you should have gotten to, like, there should have been a program that Black Lives Matter was handing out. It was supposed to be about the I Have a Dream. That was supposed to be about unification. Y'all heard it, right? I Have a Dream was about all of us coming together, okay? Al Sharpton just wondered why John Lewis's bill wasn't passing. You see what politicization is, guys? It kind of just takes away everything. It takes away your values, your principles. It just makes you empty when you just listen to this shit.
And stand in the heat that we will stand in the polls all.
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics.
Sucks. Tommy Nation Politics. Tommy Nation Politics.